Chapter 13 Law of Perpetual Transmutation of Energy. All persons have within them the power to change the conditions of their lives. Higher vibrations consume and transform lower ones. Thus, each of us can change the energies of our lives by understanding the universal laws and applying the principles in such a way as to effect change. That's a mouthful no matter how you read it. Transmutation means the action of changing or the state of being changed into another form. Everything is in a constant state of motion, and everything, known and unknown, is in a constant state of transformation. One form of energy is fuel for another higher form. There is no death, only transformation. Death, as we think of it, is the repurposing of molecules that will continue to contain all of the encoded information the entity had before transformation. A seed cannot remain a seed for a plant to become a plant, and a plant cannot remain a plant for food to become food. We live in an ocean of motion, with nothing becoming everything and everything becoming nothing. Dr. Wayne Dyer simply and eloquently demonstrated this with only 7 letters. Know where uses the same letters in the same order as now, here. A slight shift in the space between the words in this example and the experience is completely transformed, yet remains one and the same. That is to say, all energy, and everything is energy, is always here, present, and accounted for, as well as completely hidden with everything inside. All energy and all knowledge has always been and will always be. Nothing is created or destroyed, only transformed by becoming the next highest version of itself. Picture an acorn that contains everything necessary to become a sapling and then a giant of the forest, finally transforming itself into fuel. The way to do anything at all has always been here, and only became known as someone sought to know it, and thus put it in motion, raising their vibration and conscious awareness of that thing. When one person becomes aware of a thing, all of humanity has access to the higher vibration and awareness. The way to build a skyscraper or put a satellite into orbit around the planet has always been here. It was not until someone had the idea and then turned that idea into a burning desire that they were able to raise their conscious awareness enough to discover it. Then they were finally able to see the thing they had been seeking, and in short order it became common knowledge, shared with the whole universal mind. It is by this law that we know that anything is possible, and that thoughts become things. A thought to be or become something more is the first step into a higher vibration. As the thought is repeated and it becomes a belief, it spurs action on the part of the believer. Actions based on belief will cause the transformation of the one source to produce the result of the thing that was the subject of the original thought. Jack had a patch of dirt in his backyard that he decided to turn into a vegetable garden. He didn't have a clue what to do or where to start. Upon doing a little bit of research, he discovered that the soil contains the magic for successful gardening, and that he wanted to grow everything organically, avoiding any chemicals or commercial plant food. He found out that to have healthy soil, there needs to be a lot of compost and humus to amend it with. So he started a compost operation with food scraps, grass clippings, and leaves. All those things he used to throw away were now being transformed into the rich black fuel for his garden. By the end of the season, he was growing so much food he could not possibly use all of it. He thought about creating a garden that had more than grown to maturity, and every element of the cycle he had set up was contributing to its continued existence. Vegetables became food for him and his circle. Leftovers, stems, scraps became compost, which became fuel for more plants, more food, and on and on. Such a remarkable example of how as energy, trash and treasure are one and the same.